Hi everyone, I'm here on the stage in the auditorium of our church building, the same stage I've stood on for over 20 years, speaking and communicating. It's never looked like this before. Last Sunday, in the early hours of Sunday morning, we had a fire break out here. They believe it started with an electrical fault behind the stage. Within a few minutes, the fire service were here. We had 8 fire engines here. That's a quarter of the West Midland Fire Service. They worked amazingly well to contain the fire, and they managed to get the fire under control. And we want to say a massive thank you to them. They did an amazing job. But the reality is that the auditorium is completely gutted. The first half of the auditorium is gutted, and smoke damage is extensive throughout the whole of the first floor. Smoke damage is also on the ground floor, and water damage is across the ground floor as well. So the hairdressing salon, the coffee shop, the community spaces, all the staff offices, everything pretty much in the front block has been devastated. It's very hard to put into words what has happened. We all know that the church is not a building, the church is a group of people. But we also know that this building is very special to many of us, because it's in here that many of us have met and encountered God. Some people have been married here, they've been baptized here, they've given their lives to Jesus here, they've had their marriages encouraged here, they've had their lives spoken into, and this is a really sacred space for us. And so it's very hard to put it all into words. I want to say to you a massive thank you, though, to all of you who sent prayers and sent messages, and many of you have pitched up this week to help us to get ready for the fact that the church will not stop now, but the church will continue. And what will happen is that we will set up church in one of our other venues, which I'll show you in a moment. I want to say a massive thanks to the fire service, the police, the ambulance services that came. I want to say a massive thank you to all the people, not just in our own church. You've been magnificent, but all other churches around about. We've had messages from people all around the world. We've had offers of help from lots of people. I want to say a massive thank you to Wigwam. They're a PA company who've lent us a PA free of charge to use for however long we want to use it. For a lighting company called Vision Lighting in Manchester, who've lent us lights, and loads of other people. I want to say a massive thank you to them. And I want to say a really big thank you to God. You know, nobody was hurt, which is amazing. And the fire was contained. It's devastating, the damage, but it could have taken the whole building. And so we're thankful that it didn't take the whole building. But now, you know, for the future, we're going to be resetting. We're back on for services this Sunday at 9:30 and 11:30. We've got kids work. We've got youth work. The only thing that we won't have this week is there won't be any refreshments in between the services. But please do all you can to be here. We need the church to come together, to worship together, to pray together. 9:30 and 11:30. It's going to be in a venue that I'm going to show you in a minute. But I really want to encourage you, do all you can to be here. This is not a Sunday to take the Sunday off, to go to the park or to go shopping. This is a Sunday when we must gather together. And we want to declare and speak out the fact that the church that Jesus said He will build, He is going to build, and nothing can stop it. The church is unstoppable when we come together. So I want to encourage you, do all you can to be here this Sunday, 9:30 or 11:30, and the church will continue. So several years ago we bought these buildings behind me. At the time we thought that we would knock them down and then build a new auditorium. That hasn't come to pass, but you know what, we really need those buildings now. So we're setting up this first building here. We're going to call this the base. It's where our offices will be located. And then the building beyond that, we're going to call that the venue, and that's where we'll gather for church on Sunday. I really want to say a massive thank you to all of you who've helped, who've prayed, who've worked, who've given financially through this week. It's been breathtaking, the amount of support that we've had from the church, from the wider church, and from the community. But you know what? Many months ago, or weeks ago now, I said that the church is unstoppable. And when Jesus said, I will build my church and nothing will stop it, He knew what He was talking about. So I want to encourage you, do all you can to be here this Sunday, 9:30 or 11:30, in the venue. Let's gather together. Let's encourage one another. Let's worship God. Let's thank God for all of His goodness. And let the church continue. Thank you.